Hi there, welcome to Soulfully Illumined. This video, we are getting into the full moon energy in Pisces for September. And, oh, I don't even know where to start because we've had this like new moon in Virgo, which was really just embodying those energies that have been coming in like non-stop, it feels like, over the course of the summer or the last couple of months. We've had a lot of like solar energy coming in, galactic codes coming in, and this period has been, through that new moon in Virgo, a time of assimilation and just allowing yourself to kind of walk and move in those energies as we just kind of ground that into Gaia, into our bodies, into ourselves. And so moving into this full moon in Pisces, the water element is really highlighted here. It's like there's a couple things going on with this full moon. Like, number one, there's all of these planets in retrograde, so we're really being asked to slow down. And it's so key because that water element just kind of flows at its own pace. It goes with gravity, it goes and flows the way the energies are kind of taking it. And so I feel like that full moon is really highlighting that in a sense of just allowing. This is one of the cards that came out for the collective read for this full moon. And it's just, that's exactly what it feels like. It's just allowing yourself to breathe and just flow in whichever direction you feel called to, that is drawing you in. And what that's allowing is this huge heart awakening, this huge heart expansion that is really being supported by this full moon in Pisces. And so, like, it just feels like this light, beautiful energy expanding out. But then there's this play of the shadow element. With here, connection and biome, you can see a bit more of like the lighter side through here and then more of the darker side here, because we embody both, right? So, we're still balancing the flow. We're balancing the yin and the yang and the light and the dark, the shadow and the light element. So it's like there are things that are going to be coming up through that Pisces full moon, some shadow elements, some things that have been hidden that are coming up for you to look at. I'm being reminded of like the moon card in the tarot deck, where there may be illusions at play. So what you see through your physical eyes may not be a reflection of the truth. And so the full moon is really asking us to use more of our intuition, but is also accentuating that within ourselves because of the illusion, if that makes sense. And so it's really about closing those eyes. You see our eyes are closed? I hope you can see that. And just allowing that intuition to lead you towards that path of the heart. And it's through, bottom of the deck, it says here, silence and snow. It's through that silence, it's through that time of just connecting with spirit, where a lot of the information, the last pieces of the puzzle, will start to fit into place. I feel like this is kind of divine timing at play here. It's like the last, maybe not the last, but certain pieces, important pieces of the puzzle coming and fitting in to where it needs to go to feel that completion. So you may get that insight, that awareness, that clarity that may have been holding you back in the past. For some of you, it's like past life stuff that you may have been like cycling through over and over again karmically. You might get that eureka moment, or that moment where it feels very clear and you're able to just kind of neutralize it and let it go once and for all. Like there's so much white and purity in these cards. Like you got white here, Like, look at her white dress, right? Under life and breath, and then here with movement and speed. Like, she's wearing this white dress. And even with the brain, it's like, and then even silence and snow. Like, look at that. Come on, guys. We are moving into a time of greater purity of who we are. It's like, allow these energies of this full moon to really just hug and love you and let it expand within you. So, you know, I mentioned this before. Was that, I think it was like this. Yeah. So I mentioned this before in the new moon video, where I was just feeling like these energies swirling around us, like just swirling around us. Last time I felt like this was during the pandemic, where just like there was just so much going on. And I'm feeling that now. Now, your external physical reality may not reflect this, but energetically, there's a lot going on in the ethers and the fields that are happening. It may, if you're sensitive, may feel a little chaotic, may feel like, wow, there's a lot of things going on even in your physical world and you're just trying to maneuver it. We're being asked, and the retrograde energies are really supporting this, to be still, to hold that state of balance. Because it's as though, you know, it's so easy to get into that rat race, so to speak, into that, get swept up in that energy, right? But it's in that point of just stillness, of balance, that we hold all the power. It's about being, what's the word? Intentional about our movements, okay? Which is supported through that new moon in Virgo. So you may feel like you're kind of getting panicky or like swept up in the energies, but it's like bring forth, it's like that softness of the water element, the going with the flow of the water element is really going to just kind of take you to where you want to go. Because as I've said in the past, we're leaving that old paradigm behind of that matrix, of that rat race, and moving into a point of intentional creation, of allowing the energies to serve us, or we serve the energies. Depends on which way you want to look at it. Now, if you look at the numerology of this full moon, what I got was a 5, a time of change, and even feeling a bit of like some tower moments at play because of the Uranus energies. And so we may have, you know, some disruptions in our plans showing up. We may have some disruptions within our bodies during this time, but know this, that what it's doing is it's creating room for expansion, releasing of the old and setting the stage for the new. So key thing for this time is breath. Taking those deep breaths, and I'm hearing pranic breathing, and really just allowing yourself to be that beacon. You know, it was really interesting. I went out for a walk this morning, and it was just, the energies are just really lovely, you know? And there's like this river that I walk, I follow, and like along the river, there was like the water was flowing, and then there's like rocks, you know, along the river. And there was this egret, I believe that's what it's called. You know, those birds with like the tall, long necks. Anyway, so there was an egret on one rock. There was another egret standing there on the next rock. And then a little ways away, there was another one on a rock. And to me, I felt like it was a symbol. It was a message, which was like, stand in that space of the high priestess energy Allow these energies to kind of flow. What is yours will come to you. What is not yours will flow away. And you may find that a lot of things are flowing away at this time, but that's okay. Because if you remember the laws of physics, universal law, what is like you will be drawn to you. So hold that space of your energy, feeling the vibe, and allow the magic, the miracles, and those beautiful surprises that are beyond your mental mind, allow them to come into form and allow yourself to receive it. It's just such an important time of getting beyond the mind and allowing your body, your energies to do the work, allowing spirit to just orchestrate this like beautiful play for you, if that makes sense. All right? Oh, exactly. Manifestation. This is such a perfect card. Yeah, so it's a really great time. Just allow yourself to go with the flow and watch things manifest before your eyes. All right, so that's the collective reading. We are going into the pick a pile or pick a card portion of this. And we have 3 piles here. All right, so we have pile 1, which is the Amazonite crystal. We have pile 2, which is the tiger eye. And then we have pile 3, which is the rose quartz crystals. So go ahead and feel into pile 1, 2, or 3, and I will see you at your pile. Hey there, pile 1. If you picked the Amazonite crystal or pile 1, this reading is for you. All right, so we are going into the full moon energies in Pisces for you. Let's see what the major theme is for you as far as how is this impacting you physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically. And you got the courage card. Oh, love it. Sorry, I just paused there because as I said that, there's like this big truck that just kind of drove in to my awareness right now, and they're doing some construction work a couple houses down, but that was just so weird how it just kind of came in. And the colors were actually similar to this card, pile 1. I feel like the energies coming in are really helping you to build a firm foundation in your reality. You may finally get that energy or that surge of energy to just kind of make the changes that you've been wanting to to make. I'm getting more of what your soul has wanted to change. Your mind may not feel this way, and you may be a little irritated about this, but sorry, it's just driving back again. And it might be a real massive job, but pile 1, I feel like it's your time to make those shifts and changes in your reality. Obviously, take what resonates, leave what does not. You can follow your own heart, your own guidance. You know what's best for you. I'm just reading the cards and following my intuition with this. So what I'm getting here for you though, pile 1, is that you are so strong, and I feel like you've been embodying more and more of that, and you may not even realize it, but you're embodying more and more of that strength. It's like you're moving through that shadow part, like that darker, heavier energy, and you're moving more into a lighter, more powerful, and I'm getting the word sophisticated version of self. And by sophistication, I'm not talking about like Gucci, Prada sophistication. I'm talking about sophistication about intentionalism, purposeful action, putting yourself first and really feeling your own value and choosing the path of value for you. That's really what I'm getting. So it's like, Yeah, and I just feel like the energies coming through for you are really supportive of that. Now, you may find during that full moon, there may be some bouts of anger. It's almost like some resistance to that that's coming in. And it's just the old, it's the past that you are seeing. And you're just kind of like, I'm getting like you're swatting away the past, but you got to see it. You might get reminders, and that's the full moon in Pisces. It's like, could be like the past life cycles that you have experienced, or the past life, or within this lifetime, just certain cycles that you've experienced, or life experiences that you've had may come up as reminders for you. It's like, it's okay. You're just getting rid, neutralizing those old pieces to allow more of your intuition in. Oh my God. I don't know if you can see that. I never noticed that before, but it kind of looks like Waffles, my cat, my black cat. It's like this black cat over here, which to me reminds me of intuition. And that's what I'm getting with you. It's like you're growing more into that independent spirit that you are, and really just partnering with your intuition. Yes, that will require courage. But my friend, you already have that. You just have to connect back into the heart. It's already there. But this full moon is going to, like, it's shifting things internally. So you may feel like bursts of anger, or just like shifting in your approach to your own empowerment in the world. There's just something in it. Like, there's part of it is energetic. So let me rephrase this, okay? So from an energetic standpoint, there's something that's happening between your root chakra and your solar plexus, where there's better connection that's happening. So you may find like there's a release of anger, emotional releases that are happening. It's just to create greater balance and harmony between those lower three chakras, okay, Pal One? Now, that in turn is going to help you in your physical reality to really stand forth in your courage. All right, you're just kind of releasing the last residual bits. Now, mentally, I feel like the energies coming in for you are going to bring you into greater alignment with what I heard was your soul power. Because it's like you're no longer working that old pattern of the mental mind. You're really bringing in the abundance and the expansion into the mind, and allowing your higher self, your grander self, to really take the lead. It's really, really lovely. It's very empowering. Pal One. One thing that I want to remind you of, though, as you continue through this full moon, because that full moons are about releasing. It's like this peak moment, and then this release. That's what I feel anyway. And for you, it's like this peak moment of just this heightened energy state, and then you're just releasing that darkness. Okay, some residual darkness. Remember one thing, Pile One, and this could be for some of you, especially if you're an air element. What is that? Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. You don't need to work life in a straight line. Not everything needs to be a straight line. And for some of you, watch those corners, and that could be physically just kind of like watching corners of the desks, watching just corners. There's something about corners. It's like, watch the sharp corners. I don't know what that means. That could be something different for everybody. I don't know. Just go with it. So let's continue on. We're using the Sacred Traveler Oracle deck. And so, Spirit, what does that look like in their physical, please? In their lives, this full moon in Pisces. How is this affecting them in their physical life, please, Spirit? Ooh, transformation. And look at the colors, similar to that courage card, right? Yeah. So I feel like if you feel like you've been fogged in, like you feel like, you don't know what direction to go, or the direction that you've been wanting to go isn't really working for you, you can see here, like, look at that. We got two ships with the waters, with the sail. And then here it says here fogged in, but it was in reverse. It's like you're coming out of the fog. You're coming out of that time of just not knowing and moving into the vastness, the openness. Bottom of the deck, Journey by Moonlight, that's in reverse. Yeah, because I feel like you're getting more clarity. Pile 1. It's like this is a fresh new start for you. You've undergone this massive transformation, all right? And you're starting a new journey. And so that physical reality may not be showing up yet, but it's all good, because it's like you're releasing the old, you're releasing that past, and you're moving in a new direction. And so one thing that I'm getting here is really just receive the sun energy. Well, like if you see it's sunny outside, just breathe in the sun, because I feel like that's going to be really therapeutic for you and really help you with the solar plexus to help you move forward, because you're moving into a time of greater empowerment and greater, like, you're going on an adventure. A new adventure. It says take a risk, venture forward. And with you, it is like, yes, you're meeting a whole different horizon, one that you have yet to do. It's not the same cycle over again. You're moving into the new, is what I'm getting. And it may be a little choppy to begin with, meaning it might be a little like, it may not be very smooth and steady to begin with. But my friend, it's okay. It's because there's still some stuff, residual stuff that you're releasing as you continue to move forward. So just take it step by step. And each day you're being asked to remember who you are. Each day you're being asked to really just set the intention of who you are. Wow, this feels like a deja vu moment. I don't know why, but the veil is so thin right now. It's like, it's so great. And I think that's why the silence is so important. If you haven't heard the collective part of this video, you may want to check it out. But it's like you and spirit, pile 1, moving forward. So that time of silence is important for you. All right, because that's going to help bring you that clarity necessary to move forward. But it's like you are venturing forward. It's like you're coming out of that darkness and moving into that light. A time where you're starting to create that life that's really going to help you to soar. So take it step by step as you move forward, pile 1. I keep calling you pile 2 in my mind. I don't know why. So let's take it a little further. I just want to pull a couple cards from the Energy Oracle deck. What else, Spirit, for pile 1? Yeah, like look at that. We have the sacral plexus, and we have broken heart. So it's like letting go of the old way, letting go of the disappointments, the pain, the hurt. And you know what? You may have one more cry during this full moon. But I feel like for you, it'll be like this release, this, just this like release, like this breath, this letting go of this stress in your body. And it'll be good, because that's going to allow you and empower you to be, I don't know, like it's coming out a couple different ways. It'll allow you to be more creative, because you'll finally have that flow. You know, there's no resistance, no residual scar tissue holding you back, you know, from your flexibility. It's like, you know, it's just going to flow better. And for some of you, you're just going to start to look at relationships differently. It's kind of like that moon energy again, right? Of that tarot. It's like the illusions. I feel like they're going to clear up to some degree. It's going to show you some illusions that you've been holding on to. And by releasing it, it's going to really help you to move forward. Under Grand Adventure, you have indecision. It's through the balance, my friend. And you have, like, bottom of that deck is, man holding heart. Sorry. It's through the balance. Pile 1. Sorry, I stopped there because I saw something black, and I saw that it's Waffles right over here. And she's just looking at the door. And so it's like, oh, my friend, it's time for you to open up those doors that make your heart light up. Now, take what resonates, do what you feel is right and what you're ready for. But it's like the excitement is starting to build of the unknown, of the adventure. You came here to live, Pile 1. You came here to have joy and adventure and, you know, work with spirit, co-create together. And it's the mind that has been in your way, in a sense of, you know, this is what I want and this is what's going on, and, you know, just it's been inhibiting you. And so it's in that point of neutrality that you're going to find that inspiration to move forward. Hence that silence card. Spend that time with you if you can and follow your heart, because it's through that love, it's through that compassion and that softness of the divine masculine that's going to just really help you to move forward. It's time for you, Pile 1, to remember why you came. And this full moon is going to give you a remembering. All you have to do is ask for it. Last card. Angel of Strength. Beautiful. Which also reminds me of balance as well. And we have the lion here and the lion here. It's like just about really just kind of getting out of your head and just staying focused in the present moment as this transformation completes. As you stay in that stillness, Pile 1, like it's that higher self of yours is really going to make itself known. Really going to make itself known. I'm drawn to the 5 and the 0. It's through that moment of just being that the changes are really, really being implemented. Patience, which also to me represents the transformation card. Give yourself time, because you are a superpower, my friend, and you are manifesting more deeply into form. You really are. Give yourself that time, because right now it's like, oh, it's nice. It's like you're transforming, but then you're moving into this whole new way of being. So if that mind's starting up, remind yourself, no, I'm not my mind. I see it, and I know who I am. I know who I am. This powerful manifester. All right? And embody that moon energy. Okay, final cards. Which one? Okay. We're going to take this. We're going to, okay. And we're going to take this. All right, so Owl Spirit, it says, you see clearly now. But it was in reverse. But I feel like for you, it's both. You're going to be having moments where you see things clearly, other moments where you don't. And that's okay. It's because it's that pendulum of going back and forth, until it slows down and gets back to center. And that center is you being in balance, right? So, and again, we have that white. You're really embodying your purity during this state, pile 1. So that time, you may be a little sensitive at times, but it's all good. So give yourself that space so you can just recover and just allow yourself to just be right now. Because it's through that beingness that you'll gain that clarity and that direction, okay? And that third eye of yours, pile 1, is going to clear up. You've had a lot of spiritual growth, pile 1. You really have. And now it's time to really just utilize it and bring it out into the world without carrying the past and the baggage of the past with it. All right, so allow yourself to assimilate the energy so you can do that. Spider Spirit. Pile 1, you may be seeing spiders during this month or beyond. You're being reminded that you create your own web, you create your own reality. And it's a balance, right? And so allowing yourself to really create something that creates that balance within you. 56, which is the 11, which again is about balance. So this time for you, it feels like, is about balance. It's about this ebb and flow of movement forward, and then that stillness, and then the movement forward, and that stillness, and really surrendering to that process. Because as you surrender, you become more aligned with yourself and with those energies. And it creates this greater expansion within yourself and therefore your world. And your manifestation skills will heighten. Final advice for you, pile 1. 2. Skunk Spirit, know your worth. And lastly, Canary Spirit, sing your own song with that solar plexus. Really, really great time for you, pile 1. I feel like these cards are self-explanatory, so I'm going to leave it there and say, have a happy full moon in Pisces. Enjoy it, breathe it in, and let it just take you. All right? I hope you enjoyed the reading, pile 1. Have a fantastic full moon. If you liked the video, please subscribe or like it. If you didn't, that's okay too. And see you next time. Bye. Hey there, pile 2. If you picked the Tiger's Eye crystal, this reading is for you, for the energies of this full moon in Pisces. So let's get into your major theme. So this is how the energies are affecting you mentally, emotionally, physically, energetically. Okay, I'm getting like a lot of things here. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's get into the energies first. So energetically, what I'm feeling is this union between you and you, the light and the shadow elements within you. You know, so often people think of the shadow as, you know, or the dark as bad. It's not. We hold both. We carry both elements within us. And what's coming to be for you for this full moon in Pisces, pile 2, is greater union between both. Such as, like, that shadow element of yours is like, it served you. It served you well in the past, you know, and it's as though there may be a piece of you that is perhaps a little ashamed of certain aspects of your shadow element, or, you know, certain things that you've done or whatnot. or guilt. There's guilt, there's shame in there, there's something in there. And it's like, you know, we've all done things that we aren't proud of, and that's part of the human experience, part of being human. It's going to happen, right? We can't always get it right. But it's not about that for you, Pile 1. For you, it's more about like just embracing all the light elements of your shadow, all of those things that have just really served you well. You know, all of those parts of the shadow that really has protected you or pushed you to greater heights, and really just combining the two to have a greater sense of self, a greater sense of integrity, a greater sense of wholeness, and to really empower you so you can really work together. The water element for this Piscean full moon is really going to, it's going to bring up some stuff for you. It's going to bring up some ripples for you, all right, for you to just kind of look at. And it's not a bad thing, because as you see it, as you observe these different things that have been popping up, acceptance, compassion are two key words. And for some moments, pat yourself on the back too, because it's like these moments are here to trigger you, so that way you can see clearly. As I mentioned in the collective, things have been hidden, and things aren't exactly what they seem. And I feel like for you, Pal 2, you're going to be seeing some things that you weren't necessarily seeing accurately. Right? And it's so important. Like, this time for you is so important because there's major integration that's happening with your energy through the light and the shadow and this dance. Have you ever done like, Pal 2, like, have you ever talked to your shadow? Like your actual physical shadow? It's really, really cool and really interesting to see what comes up. It's something that you may want to do. I can just, like, because I was just remembering something, they just kind of showed me something and that I did with my shadow, and I would just dance with my shadow, you know? I know it's kind of weird, but put some music on and just kind of dance with my shadow, and that really helped me to integrate pieces of myself that I was taught were not good as a child. And I feel like that might be helpful for some of you, because there's elements of your shadow that is really important for your next steps, really important for your life purpose, and really important for your freedom, right? Now, also energetically, I feel like there's a lot of downloads, there's a lot of insight that's coming in for you, so keep your eyes open and pay attention to your surroundings, not down here, but up around you, because I feel like there's a lot of insight coming in. Also stay grounded, okay? That's going to help you to be really present. And I feel like that water element for you is going to be rising. That's what I get. So there may be some emotional releases coming up for you, Pal 2. It's all good. It's like pent up emotions in you that have been, I'm getting requested to be released. So you may find that the emotions are coming up, and that just need to kind of come out. All right? It's okay. It's time for you to be your best friend. It's time for you to let go, is what I'm getting. This full moon is going to be really powerful for you, Pal 2. It's really going to help to give you greater insight, greater clarity as to your surroundings and what's really transpiring. And as within, so without. So a lot of it is the inwards work. No, not work isn't the right word. It's like the inwards reflection that's going to give you more data, more information. That's going to help you be more integrated in the present, okay? Physically, pile 2, flexibility is key, okay? So if you feel like your body's tight, like for example, your shoulders or your neck or your mid to lower back, even your hamstrings or calves, all right? That's your body's way, and quads. That's your body's way of telling you, it's time to look up. It's time to just be more present and more fluid is what I'm getting. So more movement in your body, going with the flow in life, that kind of deal. All right? As far as mentally, you're just being asked to let go because your mind might start to act up a little bit as things are happening, and they're asking you not to be guarded because everything's for you, everything's serving you at this point. So the things that they want you to see, Spirit wants you to see, the things that they want you to keep your eyes open for, it's not to bring you down or jab you or anything like that. It's just for you to see so you can clear that bad boy out. That's it. That's it. Because you are, you are amazing. They're showing me on my playlist Amazing. The song, I don't even remember the name of it or the who sang it, but it's called Amazing. And you haven't fully integrated. You haven't fully accepted certain pieces of yourself that make you amazing. And so it's like Spirit wants you to see, all right? The veil's thin this full moon, my friend, so allow them to show you. Ancestral guidance at this time for you, so connect. If you can, during this full moon, there's like ancestral guidance, there's karmic releasing that's happening through you as well, pile 2. So you may feel that desire to connect with the ancestors, your ancestors. Because I'm feeling them right now, like just kind of like they're there, almost like they're surrounding you. So I feel like you've been really helping with their release. All right, so let's take it further, pile 2. Let's see what that looks like in the physical. What does that look like in their reality? For pile 2, please, Spirit, for this full moon in Pisces. What do you got? What do you have to say? Wow. So pile 1 got this too, transformation, fogged in. Yeah. You're releasing the old. Pile 2. You're releasing the old, your old way of being, the old way of your old mental processes. You're releasing the old baggage, all right? It's going to help you become more clear and more intentional about your approach on how you want to live in your life. All right? In the past, it feels like, you know, maybe you've been put down. Maybe there have been experiences where which has diminished your light, right? Or put you in like a bit of a box or constrained you in some sort of way. But that's shifting. I feel like it's really shifting. Like you're gaining that insight and that intellect, and I feel like your ancestors and angels are going to be really talking to you and giving you guidance and helping you to release that old stuff. So you can then in turn remember who you are and remember your own authentic expression. All right? So it's like just be open and have that heart open to Spirit and allow them to show you. Because yeah, so even with the owl, I just feel like Spirit is really talking to you, or they will be trying to talk to you. They probably have been already, let's be real. And It's like just being open, like just be open right now to the guidance. It's that lightness and that playfulness that I feel like you've been missing in your life for a while. And I feel like that's shifting for you, pal, too. But it's like through that full moon, it's like creating this expansion and releasing all that, like the old stuff that's going to lead to you just feeling lighter and being lighter. So right now you may not feel like you know where to go or what direction, or nothing is moving, or you may not see which direction you're going, pal, too. But know this, you're being guided right now. You're being led right now. You are exactly where you need to be. And ultimately, the choice is for you right now is how you want to do it, right? Everything I feel like is perspective. You know, ultimately, we're in this little playground here, right? And it's like there's some moments, there's some times where, you know, we don't know, like we're just stuck in this position, but everything is perspective. You can consider it as stuck, you consider it as Wonderland, and think, well, there's something to be seen in this specific moment. There's something to be experienced. There's something to be enjoyed. Enjoy. And I feel like for you, there's something in this moment. Well, there's a lot of things happening for you in this moment. So don't rely on those physical eyes if you are going through your life and nothing is changing. There is a firm foundation that is being set for you, okay? And just allow yourself to be led. It's like your shoes are being changed, meaning how you are walking in the world is changing. You may have like root chakra flashes, such as like irritation in your root chakra, like down there, whatnot. And know that it's okay. Well, you know, if you feel like you need to see a health practitioner, go for it. But it just feels like that root chakra is being activated for you. And so walking is really key for you, pal, too. Walking, movement, dancing, things like that. You may want to use music to help with the vibration of the release. So for example, there may be moments, as I mentioned before, emotional ripples. So if you feel like it's coming up and you need help, it's kind of blocked because you haven't really released it, or you're having issues with releasing it, use the music. Use music. Or it may be that music is going to be helping you. You may hear a song that's going to remind you of something, and then there's going to be a release. There's something like that. There's some sort of play there that's happening with you in spirit on that level. Support is all around you, is where I'm going here. Of course it is. Of course it is. Makes complete sense with this reading. It's like for you, pal, too, it's like you're looking at the last bit, almost like a movie, like lost pieces of your past, you're watching it. All the colors of the rainbow, all the things that have transpired. But you're seeing it, if you allow yourself, through the eyes of spirit, through the eyes of a wiser, higher version of yourself. Although there may be elements of you, that humanness of you, that needs to release, right? But it's like, it's that final glimpse of seeing all the colors of what transpired, so you can fully turn around and let it go and continue on the road ahead. It's this soul integration. You know, it's almost, yeah, it's, for some, it's like as deep, no, it really is. Sorry, guys. It's like this soul integration. I'm seeing so many layers of it, like from the human perspective, from the energetic. Sorry, did you hear Waffles? She wants me to open the door. She's been wanting me to do this. And she's trying to say, Sheena, open the door. open the door. And I'm just like, yes, Waffles, I have to open new doors. I know what she's saying. And I feel like maybe that's a message for you too, pal, too. Maybe you have to open new doors, see different possibilities, and stop walking that same cycle over and over and over again. If you were who you wanted to be, would you still be doing that cycle? Would you be still waking up and doing that same routine? How would it be different this time? It's time to move in that direction. And Spirit will be helping you to move in that direction. Okay? So let's get a couple more cards to clarify here, Spirit, for pile 2. First chakra, we talked about that. Archangel Michael. Okay, happy family. Walking away, baby. Hell yeah. So we have here first chakra, Archangel Michael. You may want to call upon him to help to cut some cords, cut some or neutralize some old programs. Just to help you kind of cut and clear some things out. You may want to call him to help with that. Yeah, because I feel like some of that is your mental process and it's been guarding you from moving forward and really just kind of like embodying life the way that you want to. It's like you've been in protective mode for a while and it's like, it's time to move in a new direction is what they're saying. But you're clearing out some of that old still, but you're also gaining some wisdom, hence being in that observer state, okay, being key for you. Happy family. For some of you, you've been desiring a happy family, and that could be children, that could just be union, that could be just, you know, some of your dreams becoming a reality. And pile 2, what I'm trying to say, just the fact that this card has come up, and then we have this one here underneath it, it's like you don't see it, but it's coming. It's like it wouldn't pop out. Like it's just, it's coming. And you may not see it physically with your eyes, but feel it. Feel it in your body. See it in your third eye. Feel the energies and just feel the feeling and allow the energies to guide you and it'll take you there. And then you have the watery element here. Bottom of the deck, walking away. Yin and yang is underneath that. And here it's like, yeah, you're taking that one last look back and just kind of seeing the story. And remember this, pal, too, as life and the energies of this full moon is showing you just different pieces of yourself. Have compassion, okay, with yourself and with others. We're all just trying to do the best we can with what we're given, right? And I feel like most importantly, though, be compassionate with yourself and give yourself that love and that respect and that honor that you so deserve, my friend. Because after this, it's like you're going to be pulled forward because there's a lot ahead of you in the light. So much more that's going to brighten you up. Okay, that's before you. All right? So we're going to complete this reading with an animal oracle card for pile 2, please, Spirit. Final messages for this full moon in Pisces. Final card. Coyote Spirit, trust in divine detours. I have this like love-hate relationship with this card just because I'm kind of done with the detours, but we're talking about you here. You may have felt like you've had a lot of detours, pal 2. You may have felt a little lost in certain aspects of your life, and things may have not worked out quite as you wanted them to be. Or also for some of you, you may feel like a little scattered at this present time, or have been. but you're shifting gears, pile 2. You're moving into like this, it's like you've been all over the place, and it's kind of like you're moving in a direction of where you need to go. The key here is to follow spirit, because you're going to be taken on a route that may not be exactly as you would have wanted it to be, like your logical mind. And spirit is saying, indulge us, let's go with it. There's something more here for you to see. Obviously, follow your own intuition and guidance, but what I'm getting here is you're moving into a time. I just got greater wealth and abundance. You're moving into a time where it's really about honoring you and just being more in that softer element. So it's like connect with spirit during this time, because they're going to be trying to connect with you. All right, because there's a lot that they're showing you at this time, and self-care is really needed. All right, so trust the divine, trust your flow. You've got this, pile 2. So this is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it, pile 2. Give it a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't but feel called to. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Hey there, pile 3. So I had to stop the recording, and then so I'm filming this a little later. And so there may be a change of lighting, obviously a change in my voice. And so let's just kind of go with it. So let's get into pile 3 here. If you picked the rose quartz crystal, this is your reading, pile 3, for this full moon in Pisces. So let's take a look at your first card. Beautiful. We have finding for this full moon in Pisces. Yeah. This time for this full moon in Pisces, what I'm really getting is just you needing to be with the energies. Like, I feel like you're a really sensitive group, like even psychic or clairvoyant or clairaudient, or like one of the clairs, as well as just very sensitive. And so I feel like this moon is going to really give you a sense of, I'm hearing the word belonging. Like the universe is coming in, or the energies are coming in to give you a big hug, to really just kind of lift you up and help you to expand. That's what it feels like. So I feel like for you, the major theme for this full moon is to receive, pile 3, because I feel like the energies are going to be really supportive with lifting you up and expanding you open and just giving you a bit of cushion and love, if that makes sense. Now, I also feel like the energies are coming in and they're really working your solar plexus as well as into your sacral plexus. Those are 2 major things that I'm feeling, but also the mental mind as well. How you're seeing the world, how you choose to see the world. I feel like you're going to be more in a dreamer state, or that state may be more beneficial to you at this time. Because I feel like as you connect into that dreamier energy, it's just going to really help to activate and open up your intuition to another level, and really help those downloads, because that was one thing I was feeling with your pile, is downloads coming in. Like, you're going to feel a lot of downloads coming in during this time. And so it's just a matter of you receiving the information, receiving the downloads, and allowing yourself to be self and gentle so you can be in that receptive state. You're undergoing, it feels like you're embodying more of your higher self. Now, I know I've said this a lot. I just feel like that's a major theme for this year for all of us as a collective, is we're bringing more of that energy in. But you, pile 3, it's not about like so much releasing. Well, there is a bit of the releasing of the old, but it's not about the work at this point for you. It's more about you just being receptive to the energies as the energies do the work for you, if that makes sense. So physically giving yourself that love, that TLC, as your body is doing some shifting, some releasing. It's like almost like a pouring out of the vessel pouring out of the vessel. That doesn't make sense, does it? So pouring out the old energy and just really revitalizing your inner core. Now, gratitude, pile 3, is key for you. I feel like gratitude is really going to be supportive and helping to lift you up, and also like lift you up vibrationally, but really anchor you in the present moment. Because sometimes when we get into that dreamier state, right, we tend to kind of go up into like another world. But you're being asked to really just kind of ground in the present moment and bring that here, if that makes sense. So let's use the Sacred Traveler Oracle deck to go a little further into your reading for this full moon in Pisces for pile 3, please, Spirit. What's it look like here? Okay. So we have Desert Passage. Trust there's a divine plan. I already feel like you're trusting more, pile 3. And if you're not feeling that, you will be feeling that. It's almost like this energy that's coming in that's expansive. It's giving you that feeling, that cushion of love that's helping you to open up more so to the world and give you that clarity. You know, sometimes we got to open and lift up in order to really just see beyond the box that we've put ourselves in. And by doing so, you get to see this different version of the story that's unfolded for you. You know, you may have told the story in one way, but really seeing something different. I feel like these energies are really supportive for you seeing that, and really with the rose quartz, giving yourself and others the unconditional love and compassion as you see this story unfold. Now, that in turn, I feel like is just going to really open you up, right? Open up your pathway. Like on the physical realm, like as far as your day-to-day, I feel like to some degree, you're going to be going down the rabbit hole in a way of maybe for some of you, it's the same story, it's the same routine, but you're going to be seeing it differently. You're going to be experiencing it differently. Allow the energies to guide you. Go with the feeling of how these energies are making you feel. So if you meditate, pile 3, great time to meditate. Or if you don't, great time just to start. And that could be as simple as walking meditation, going out in nature, and just kind of embodying the energies. It could be as simple as just breathing. But the key here is allowing those energies to expand you, because as you start to walk in the present moment, you're going to find that as you're going through that cycle that you continue to go through, or you know, your schedule, like you're waking up, go to work, pick up the kids, and then go home, cook dinner, that routine is going to tell you a different story. Now, that could go in several different directions, such as, for example, something that you need to see that's inhibiting your path or your perception from opening up further. It could be the greater things, the wonderful things in your life, which really helps you to really be more present and believe in the magic. Or it could be just you breathing opens up your heart and brings you more silence, less scatteredness, less noise around you, and really brings you back to center. But you see, this is kind of what they're showing me. You're moving into this time of really being here in this moment and taking all of those bits and pieces that you've learned on your journey and really just, excuse me, really just grounding it in your physical vessel, but really grounding it in the present so you can take it. How do I say this? This is the way that they're showing me. It's like you're walking. All of these pieces, all of these tools are now being embodied by you. So you're now moving into this whole different stage of living. Let me tell you something, my friend. Watch if you're living in the past. Your perception is still one of the past. Are you still telling that same story? And you could be right. I'm not saying you're wrong. But what I'm saying is, what if you told a different story? What if you open up the perception or that story to something different and let it show you a different story? There's something in that for somebody. Because you're moving into a time of really being present in your environment. Okay, I feel like you've done a lot of work. Pile 3, like internal, like shadow work and depth, like going down into it. You're intuitive, you might be even like psychic. But what I'm getting is, it's now time for you to just kind of move into the world. But you see, this whole finding card, what it's showing me is that you being in the world, you're moving into a time where the energies, where life is supporting you, but you have to kind of match that vibration. And so this full moon in Pisces is really coming in for you to just kind of expand beyond. For some of you, it's the past life. The past life hurts, the past life cycles. It's finally being cleared up, and those shackles are coming off. You know, and for some of you, it's just really just embodying more of your spiritual gifts as you continue to move forward. The key here is really just to be in the moment and enjoy, because you've done all of the heavy lifting already, but you're moving into a time of greater possibilities. All right, so it's interesting because with you, it's more like just processing and more grounding, you know, and allowing things to just kind of transpire. Because you've already put it into motion, Powerfully. You've already done the work for your manifestations, for those things that you're waiting for. You just have to stand there and welcome it in. For some of you, there is some forgiveness that needs to happen. Not needs to happen, but I think would be really beneficial for you. That's what they're saying here with this card. And it's through that reflection, I feel like through seeing your life or seeing those moments through that observer state, especially right now, is really going to allow those emotions to come up and to be released. So you may have some moments, some watery moments of letting go of some emotions, and it's perfectly fine. Allow it to happen. And make sure you give yourself that big hug. Pile 3, because you are lightening your load. Let's get a couple more cards for Pile 3, please, Spirit. For this full moon in Pisces energy, what else do they need to know about their physical reality during this full moon? Is there anything else? I feel like you're going to go back into the past for a moment, Pile 3. Or you may have a blast from the past. Not all is, what is that quote? Not all is, anyway, not all is as it seems, is what I'm hearing. And what I'm saying, what I'm hearing by that is, like with the envy card, it's almost like you're going to take a step back and see some things, why they transpired, some old patterns, and how you come to possibly be where you're at today. You may feel like you're in the shadow, maybe like some things aren't working out for you, Pile 3, but know that it is. It always is. And it's just a matter of you opening your eyes and walking into the light. For some of you, you've been in the darkness for a long time. Perhaps been doing shadow work for a long time. And please take what resonates with this. But what I'm getting here is it's time for you to, you're done with that stage. You're moving on to the light. It's time to shift gears. Trying to move things, because it's like that's what's not moving forward. If you feel stuck, like things haven't been moving forward, it's because some of you have been in the shadow longer than you've needed to be. And it's now time to balance that. And it's now time, I'm getting, to soar. Right? And then we have the 17, which is, 7 to me is spiritual growth. 1 is, the divine number, which equals 8. It's like balance. Balance. And so with the action there, first off, I'm getting the emotions. You may feel some stirring up in the emotions, Pile 3. And it's just because they need to be balanced out, hence that forgiveness card, right? And just that outpour of emotions. You may have that. Don't suck it back in. Don't hold on to it, and don't feel bad for it. All right? Allow yourself, allow those energies to balance out. Allow your emotions to balance out. You've taken on a lot with the Healer of the Ages, but now it's like you're doing a balancing act because, my friend, it's like you're a master at this. You really are. But it's almost as though you've been like, there's just been a lot of load on you that it's been hard to see clearly. And so that's why you're just being asked to be in that space of the moon, that space of love, that space of openness, to allow the old to be released and allow the new to be birthed again. Okay? Receptive state for you, my friend, for this full moon in Pisces. That's key. All right, so we are going to end this reading with some animal oracle cards. Final messages, Spirit, for this full moon in Pisces for Pile 3, please. Pile 3 viewers. Transformation is beautiful. If you see butterflies, it's confirmation. If you see butterflies, it's telling you, be patient and be compassionate with yourself, because, my friend, look how beautiful that is, and that is you. So, really, really cool. Allow yourself to transform. We have the 11 with that too. And then we have Be Peace, Dove Spirit. You're transforming into a more pure state of yourself, Pile 3. And you're flying. Allow yourself to fly. Allow yourself to be and enjoy this precious time, okay? And be open to what the universe is showing you. And notice here we have a crown here, and we have a crown here with the dove. I don't know if you saw that or not. And of course, like, look at that. Elephant spirit, learn from the past. To me, the elephant represents loyalty or royalty, right? And then we have here butterfly spirit, dove spirit, both having crowns. And for you, Pile 3, I feel like you're gonna catch a sense of how majestic you are, how you truly are beyond this human. You are so much more. And, for some of you, royalty, you're going to feel that royal presence within yourself. Okay, Waffles is about to walk on camera. So, thank you all for watching. I hope that was helpful. And if you liked the video, give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't. And thank you for watching. Have a great full moon. Bye-bye.